Remember this? This is about, well, this is last year. It was mid-September when we started the underbuild. We had the guys start on a Monday, about the 19th, I think. We had a couple of days where we were digging out inside and knocking this big opening out and going out the foundation so we could get the digger in. And on the Wednesday, around about mid-morning, the digger turned up, it was unloaded, and yeah, off it went, doing its thing. Started to dig out the underbuild proper. So yeah, so it worked all day. We got to about 6 o'clock and stopped it because of the impending rain. And this is that rain. When it rains in Spain, it certainly does rain. It was the Gota Fria of 2019, September. And it rained all day, all night, and for the next 3 days. So it stopped work. Yeah, and it was an absolute nightmare. And this was a result of the actual rain. Let's have a look in the underbuild. Yep, pretty much full up. So let's put the kibosh on that. Won't be doing anything in there for a while. This is approximately 2 months later. As you can see, the land at the back's all dried out nicely, enabling us to get our first delivery. This is the actual reinforcing mesh. We decided to use rods rather than the actual mesh, the big mesh, because it's just much easier to handle. The guys can get it in. Plus, they got the company to put the bends on the actual end of the rods to go up the wall. So it's pretty much made specifically for the dimensions of the underbuild. So in the long run, we feel it was actually slightly cheaper, but also it was a lot quicker. Once we finished unloading the mesh, we started laying the polythene damp-proof membrane. What I wanted was a continuous membrane to go on the floor and up the walls with no joins. It took a bit of finding, but I found some sheets 30 metres long by 15 metres wide, which is absolutely perfect. This is the guys starting to lay the mesh. As you can see, we got the polythene down. It's laid across the bottom. Underneath the polythene that you see there is another piece of polythene. We put that on top of the sand just in case there was anything there to puncture it. It was spare, so we thought we'd kind of double up on the actual base of it because that was the bit that we thought we'd have the most problem if we were going to puncture it. And this is the guys cracking on, laying the actual steel on top of the polythene. The bit they're working on at the moment is the actual storeroom. So the storeroom doesn't have walls that go up the side. So on top of the foundation, we're actually building some brickwork walls, but it doesntt have concrete walls because it's not retaining any earth. So this one here was quite straightforward. It's just a concrete slab, a 200mm concrete slab that's reinforced with this mesh. You'll see the next door is slightly different. This is the bedroom side of the underbuild. As you can see, it's deeper. What we've done is we've rendered the actual foundations, the existing foundations, and also the earth, and put the sand blinding on the floor. So this way here, we shouldn't have any problem with, you know, the damp-proof membrane getting punctured by the concrete on the walls or anything on the floor. We've had to dig a little bit of a hole here just to keep the water out of this room here, because we are very close to the water level. The water level, the actual water table is about 2.2, and we've gone down to about 2.1. So we're only 4 inches above the water table. So yeah, we're just scooping out the last bit of water. Through that hole and where the scaffold board is where the actual storeroom is. This is the guys just preparing the last bit before we started putting the polythene membrane down and then the mesh. So here we are, damp-proof membrane and mesh completed. Next step, concrete. So what we actually did, the first step, on top of the sand blinding, we put a piece of polythene, Then we put the second piece of polythene. This polythene is big enough to run all the way up the walls. Then we put the reinforcing bars down. The guys tied it all together with cables. As you can see, we've got the bars coming up the side. This is because we're going to construct a 9-inch concrete wall, and this wall is designed to retain some of the earth. Because we went down deeper on this side, we actually went below the foundation level and we exposed a bit of earth. So it's just retaining that earth. So one morning I woke to find my good lady up a ladder picking them. We got 4 trees. We decided to pick 2 because the other ones looked a little bit green and we didn't feel they were quite ripe, and thought they might be a bit fussy where we were going to take them to what they would actually use and what they would actually turn into olive oil. So we decided we'd just pick the 2 for the time being. Here we are, eventually, at a place called Elche. They actually take our olives and process them and turn them into olive oil. This is the guy that's telling me what to do. So basically, rock up to the grid and then pour your olives into this grid. Just get a bit of instruction from the good lady. Get that motor out of the way. And yeah, good to go. So in it went. One bag, and don't want to waste it, get in there. And 2 bags. I think we probably could have got 5 bags if we'd have picked the other trees, and actually, hindsight, they'd have been actually fine. But you know, it's a learning curve for us, so 2 bags is fine. This is a place where they actually process your order. They paid us in olive oil. We actually produced 2.5 litres out of them 2 bags. We actually got a 5 litre bottle, which means we had to pay for 2.5 litres, which is €11. So we're chuffed a bit with that. Yeah, so if you obviously bought a lorry load, you get paid. You get paid, not in oil. Seems to make a new friend, and yeah, this is a result of Sheena's labour, virgin olive oil.